Welcome to the MISD Insider, our weekly visit with Midlothian School Superintendent Dr. Lane Ledbetter. Hi, I'm Alexis Carey, and we're glad you joined us today as we once again welcome Dr. Ledbetter. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
It's that time of year when we're wrapping up one school year while we're preparing for the next. I know the school board approved becoming a district of innovation. What exactly does that mean?
Well, it's basically an opportunity that's been provided to us through legislation and through TEA to really have some flexibility with some of the policies that are currently in place for school districts. So it just gives us a little bit of freedom in some areas that that our district can look at. So,
will students and teachers see any differences on a day-to-day basis?
Well, probably not on a day-to-day basis. And when you really look at the District of Innovation plan, there's a whole process that we had to go through. There's committees that met to look at what we wanted to pursue as a district. The board had to appoint some committee members. It has to go to our school board for approval. It has to go to our district site-based committee for approval. So there's a process that we went through to become a district of innovation, and we're still in the midst of that process. But really the things that are involved in that are opportunities for class sizes. We have some limits on class sizes right now. It gives us some flexibility with that. Not that we want to increase class sizes by any means. In fact, our goal, when you look at, especially in conversation with our board, our ultimate goal is to keep class sizes smaller and try to reduce class sizes. We also have some flexibility with teacher appraisals if we choose to do that, and all these would be school board decisions. There's some flexibility with, right now, students have to be in class 90% of the time, and basically it's seat time. So you have to be in a classroom 90% of the time in order to get credit for that class. Well, if through the District of Innovation plan, it would give us some flexibility with that, so that if students want to pursue some courses online or do some things like that, then we're not restricted to them having to be in a seat every day on a campus, on a physical space. So that's a benefit to that. Another one is certifications, and this would not be across the board. It's not something we want to do for just our core teachers or for elementary teachers. We want them to have all the certifications necessary, but in very specific areas, whether it be in career and technology courses or ag courses, those type of things, if we have somebody that's had a lot of experience in the field and we want to give them that opportunity to assist our students, then we could make some exceptions to that. And those are all things built into that plan. And then probably the most important one, which is the one that we really, I think, received the most feedback on, was flexibility in our calendar. And right now the legislature mandates that we cannot begin school until that fourth Monday of August. Well, through this District of Innovation plan, if it's approved, we can start earlier. And so right now, probably the one that, to answer your question, would be that, with this District of Innovation plan, we could actually start a week earlier. And so we're looking at August 21st. If we go with what's mandated, then it would be August 28th. So with that August 21st start date, it allows us to, once again, get out of school at a similar time that we are this year, prior to Memorial Day. It also allows us to build in some time in there for teachers, for planning, for staff development, especially with the new initiatives that we have with our curriculum implementation and our one-to-one initiative, so that we can have some ongoing training for staff. So that's a big benefit, and that would be the one thing that probably, as staff and students, that you would really see this next year. But the thing that I want to point out is that everything within this District of Innovation plan is really about giving us local control as administration, but ultimately as school board, to make decisions and not have to file waivers and different things to the state. So by no means are we looking to open all these things up and just do it immediately, but it gives us the flexibility to implement if we choose to do so.
So like you said, one of the advantages of being a district of innovation is flexibility in scheduling. The calendar for next year was approved this week. Mm-hmm. The class is beginning on August 21st. Are there any major changes from last year concerning the calendar, like breaks and anything or that?
I think they're very similar as far as the breaks are concerned, but there are some days built in that will be staff development days, like every 6 weeks or periodically throughout the year, that students will have holiday, but there will be staff development days built into that. So with those extra days at the beginning of the year where we start a little bit earlier, then you're going to have some breaks spread throughout the year. But as far as our major holidays, the winter break and the spring break and those type of things, they're very much similar to what we have this year.
I gotcha. So I'm afraid that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for being here, and thank you guys for watching, and join us next week for more MISD Insider.